listening to the Zero to Travel podcast, where we explore exciting travel-based work, lifestyle, and business opportunities, helping you to achieve your wildest travel dreams. And now your host, world wanderer and travel junkie, Jason Moore.
Hey, it's Jason here with ZeroToTravel.com. Welcome to the show, my friend. Thanks for being here, letting me bring a little travel into your ears today. This is the show to help you travel the world on your terms, to fill your life with as much travel as you desire, no matter what your situation or experience. And I was out on a walk yesterday, and nature is always the best teacher if you sit down and pay attention to it. And nature taught me a big lesson yesterday that I wanted to share with you. It brought up two questions that I think can help with decision making, help you get crystal clear on what to do next in travel, in work, or in life. If you're feeling a bit stuck, this certainly helped me. I'll share that story in a minute. First, what is coming in this episode? This is a bit of a roundup of the most popular pieces I shared in the newsletter over the last month or so. This is a community-powered show. The newsletter is community-powered as well. And I thought, why don't I, instead of just kind of pulling some highlights from the newsletter, why don't I look at the most clicked articles that I shared? The most upvoted articles, if you will. And I figure if it resonates with the community over there and you're not on the newsletter list, which, by the way, you can join at zerototravel.com/newsletter, you might enjoy getting a recap, and also gives me a chance to riff on them a little bit more here in audio form, which is always fun. And here's what's going to come your way. You're going to hear some of the scientifically proven happiness strategies that actually work, and why one might not be the silver bullet everyone claims, although I'm still skeptical, even though this was a scientific study. Secondly, you're going to hear why acquiring dual citizenship might get tougher for some, in my opinion. And this is a bit of a call to action for those of you wanting a second passport one day. You're going to get some fun travel lists. Apparently, the community loves the travel lists as much as I do. So I'll highlight a few destinations from some fun lists and share a couple I thought we're missing. We'll explore some otherworldly destinations, including an island with 700 species found nowhere else, what makes college towns such great travel destinations, and we'll uncover the number one place for raising a family, according to one article. You'll also get a couple bonus travel tips, a lovely quote to wrap it up, and hey, I might throw a dad joke in here at some point. Who knows? I got one queued up anyway. All right, let's dive in. Now, first, let me tell you this nature story. I was walking around the lake near my house yesterday, and it was kind of crazy because this pine tree just started raining down pine cones like crazy. Just like I heard them hitting the forest floor, just bam, bam, bam. You know, in a way that it seemed unusual. It seemed very intentional by the tree. I looked up, I thought, is there a squirrel running around up there or something, you know, knocking all these things down? And there wasn't. There were a couple birds, but they were small. I don't think that they were causing this mayhem. Anyway, it just felt to me like I was walking by the tree during this moment where the tree decided, yeah, this seems like a good time to drop a lot of my pine cones because it just rained for the last couple days, and yeah, everything seems fertile. I'm just going to go for it. And I'm just thinking, wow, the tree, like I'm witnessing the intelligence of the tree. This is incredible. Yes, I was sober, for anybody questioning it. Anyway, and then I also have been watching the bare branches from the bushes in my backyard just explode with green leaves over the last couple weeks. Like watching them, as you know, here in Norway in the spring, it's a bit of a delicate balance. You don't know when you'll get crushed with snow in the spring or when it's warm enough for, you know, shorts or whatever. Like we can go in and change, but the plants, they need to kind of understand, they need to feel it out. So I've been watching the bushes trying to like feel this out. Like, can I sprout my leaves now? Is it okay? Am I going to get frozen over tomorrow? And once they kind of decided, hey, we're good to go, they just blew up with green leaves. And it just reminded me that nature knows what it needs to do and exactly when to do it. And we are a part of nature, right? So the same should apply to us in theory. And when we're able to kind of tune out the labels and the fears and the anxieties and the noise and all the BS that kind of can cloud our judgment, maybe our past, different things like that, deep down, I feel like if we tune in, we know what we need to do and when we need to do it. Now, is that easy? No. But nature, for me, reminded me of that. Like, if we just look at ourselves as a piece of nature, if they can do it, we can do it too. We're connected in that way. We're not separate. So I thought that was empowering, and it gave me some food for thought. And I came up with these 2 questions. Is there something you need to do? And are you doing it? So I'll leave you to ponder that. Let's dive in to some of the highlights from the newsletter. Again, upvotes from the community, the most clicked articles shared in the last month or so. First one was an article from Psychology Today that listed 11 ways to be happier. By the way, I'll link up to these in the show notes. Now, I honed in on this article because it was pulled from 48 scientific papers and encompassed 65 individual studies. So I thought that was a pretty good basis to determine some ways to be happier, not in a sort of a clickbaity way, but in a meaty scientific way, let's say. And here were a few of the key takeaways. First of all, here were some of the evidence-based happiness boosting strategies I'll highlight from the article: expressing gratitude, being more social, acting happy, actually, particularly smiling. So if you're in a bad mood and you just smile, even though it does not feel genuine, that can apparently lead to happiness. I think we've all experienced that, and it does work. Can be hard to do sometimes. Seeking novelty, there's one for travelers. That's a big one for travel, I think. I always loved the novelty of a new place. And I think that's one of the reasons, when I think about it, why I enjoyed so many years out on the road nomadically, and I enjoy every trip I go on. It's that novelty factor. And then receiving financial support for underprivileged populations, obviously, can lead to happiness. And there was a surprising lack of evidence for meditation, believe it or not. The authors found, quote, surprisingly little support for many commonly recommended strategies for promoting happiness, including practicing meditation, doing random acts of kindness, or engaging in volunteer work, end quote. I'm skeptical of this one. I'm sorry. I know this was a scientific study, but I feel like if I take some time to breathe in the morning, I definitely feel a little bit lighter, a little bit more sort of energized in a way throughout the day. I don't know. Again, they did all this research, and they are scientists, and I'm not. But to me, some of those things, I'm a little skeptical of that conclusion. But anyway, it's what they found. And then happiness by subtraction was another thing. You know, you could think about taking things away instead of adding things. The example they used is, quote, long-term periods of abstinence from social media. Example, 1 month may ultimately enhance life satisfaction, end quote. So take from that what you will. If you needed a little happiness boost, there you go. There are some techniques for you today. Second article I want to highlight here was something I pulled from CNN Travel, where they talked about Italy slamming the door on citizenship through ancestry. Now, this was a way previously that you could get citizenship in Italy and thus access to the EU by pursuing citizenship through ancestry. From the article, they said a great-grandparent or even a great-great-grandparent from Italy used to be all it took to guarantee Italian citizenship. A surprise decree has now changed all that, making it harder for those with Italian ancestry to use bloodline as a pathway to become Italian, end quote. So the Italian government has tightened the regulations on this, and I highlighted this not just because it might impact some people. Yeah, there might be some people reading or listening to this that are pursuing Italian citizenship specifically. Most of you are not, I'm sure. But I do think this is a sign of a trend that is on the rise, is that some of these programs, there are other programs like this out there, and sort of tangential programs that can allow you to, I don't want to say backdoor into citizenship, but you can find other alternative ways. They could be on the decline. So my call to action around this is that if you have been considering dual citizenship and some of the different ways you can get it, don't delay. I mean, these policies can change any time. So if you see a policy that's going to work for you, that's the call to action. Get on it. Get on it if that's something you want. Okay. let's move into the travel list, which apparently, like I said, you guys love them as much as I do because they were very clicked through the newsletter, very much clicked. How would I say that? Through the newsletter community. And the first one I wanted to share, there was a Time Out article for the world's best cities for food. Now, their number one was New Orleans. That would be my consensus number one as well. I've just had so many incredible meals in New Orleans. Not just the food itself, but of course the company, the atmosphere, and the cuisine, which is so iconic and so distinctive with the Cajun Creole influence and French and all the influences that go into the food there. And so that was not a huge surprise to see that at number one, and I actually would put it there as well, although I'm not a food expert. I enjoy food, but I'm by no means no expert on food around the world. But New Orleans is a no-brainer. If you're looking for a great foodie destination and music, food and music, can't beat it. Okay. Number 2 and 3 they had on the list, Bangkok, Thailand, and Medellin, Colombia. No Paris until number 9. And the surprise choice for me at number 20 to round out the list, San Jose, Costa Rica. Who knew? I've been there and I don't remember having incredible food, but again, I was on a very strict backpacker's budget, so no surprise that I missed it there. Okay. Second list I want to highlight, something that you all seem to enjoy as well, is a list from Wanderlust magazine of 9 otherworldly destinations that feel like they belong on another planet. That was the title of the article. And I have had the founder of Wanderlust magazine on the podcast. You can search for that one if you want to listen in the archives. They have some cool articles over there. And I do think there is something truly magical about natural landscapes that make you think, am I still on the same planet? Like, did I wake up on another planet somehow? And that's why I really enjoyed this article. Number 1 on the list, Bolivia's Salar de Uyuni. It's the world's largest salt flat at more than 10,500 square kilometers, and a destination that I kind of regret not seeing through my travels in South America. My favorite from the list, Socotra, Yemen. This is an island off the coast of Yemen. The article says, quote, the island is famed for its floral and fauna with over 700 species found nowhere else on Earth, the most recognizable of which being the dragon's blood tree. The island has all kinds of landscapes, from mountains and sand dunes to canyons and caves, and if you head offshore, there are hundreds of species of coral, including 5 that are endemic to the island. There's more than enough to see to fill a week's itinerary or more. That sounds awesome to me. That is a place I want to go. So that was like, of all the lists I've shared, even recently, and all the destinations I've talked about, this one really jumped out to me, and it looks like an incredible place. Now, what was missing from this list, in my opinion, a place that I've been that I really loved in Colorado, Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, has the tallest sand dunes in North America. And of course, it's backed by these incredible Rocky Mountains. And I had a wonderful night or two, at least one night camping there with some friends and running up and down the dunes in the middle of the night and rolling around, laughing and having a great time. And that is a place that can make you feel like you're on another planet and is a lovely place to visit. Last list I'll share. Oh, no, there's 2 more lists. Sorry. This one is the 25 best college towns and cities in the USA. This one was from Travel and Leisure. My favorite on the list, sorry, I got to go with Boulder, Colorado. Although, yeah, there's the college town section, but Boulder's much more than a college town, I would say. In that way, it's not a traditional college town in that, like, the entire town thrives just from the college. It has its own tech industry and businesses, and I think that Boulder would survive without the college there, actually, but it's a huge part of the culture there. And I just wanted to highlight 3 reasons why I think college towns are so fun to visit. Well, there's more than a few, but in a college town, you can generally find some more affordable food places and happy hours and things like that. Because as we know, students don't have a lot of money, but they still need to eat and go out. And you can kind of take advantage of that, if you want to say it that way, or at least indulge in some of the student infused discounts, let's call them. You want to see like a big sporting event, for example, or something like that. Those can be more affordable and you still get the fanfare. And then, of course, the last thing is that this is my favorite part. There's just a special energy that students bring to a college town that you really can't get anywhere else. You kind of know when you're in an American college town. It's just, I don't know, it's this feeling. It's not just the academia. It's something about the optimism, the youth. There's some kind of cocktail that goes into college towns that I don't know what it is, but something about it makes them special. And I do think it's also a chance to just indulge in kind of like that idea of being a student for a weekend. Like whether you went to college or not, you get to immerse yourself in that way and kind of be a part of the campus life for a week or a weekend or whatever you end up doing. And I don't know, it's fun. It's just a fun experience. So I've always enjoyed my trips to college towns, and I will continue to enjoy them. Missing from this list, my college town, Penn State University, State College, PA. Sorry. Should have been on the list. Okay. One last list from Afar magazine. We've also had their founder on this podcast. The 5 best countries for raising a family. Number 1, Australia. Missing from this list, the Scandinavian countries. No Scandinavian countries on this list. What's up with that? Probably the cost or maybe difficult visas. I'm not going to go too much into detail with this list because it did involve a lot of, visa and immigration issues and things like that. If you're talking about raising a family, you got to get the family into the country first. So there are a lot of considerations, but I thought it would just be fun to share it here, and it was a very clicked article. Okay, before I let you go and leave you with this quote as well, I want to share a couple bonus tools. I did share a tool from the U.S. Department of Transportation that helps you figure out what you may be entitled to if an airline cancels your flight or makes a significant change, regardless of the reason. I'm going to link up to that in this show because if you think, even if you don't think, but you're unsure, you might be entitled to some money due to a delay or a cancellation. This is from U.S. Airlines specifically, not U.S. Airlines, but United States-based airlines. Then you should check this out because you don't want to miss out on compensation that's due to you. Okay, lastly, I just want to share quickly. If you go to zerototravel.com, yes, of course, you can sign up for the newsletter and you'll get news like this and some musings and things like that. But I also have a tab up on the right that it says best travel cards. So if you're looking for some of the best travel rewards and points credit cards, that's updated continually each month. So you'll see the best cards for any given month. So you can just go to that link there if you're into that sort of thing. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that. These are fun. It took me a little while to get going. I'll be totally transparent. I had to stop and record the beginning of this like 7 times. I had to turn around, take a deep breath, and just be like, okay, chill out. We're going to share all this. We're going to have fun. I hope I was presenting this information to you in a fun, enjoyable way. Give me some feedback. I don't want this to be a one-way conversation. Please let me know your thoughts and any guests you want me to have on. If you want me to do more solo episodes on X, Y, or Z topic, get in touch. You know where to reach me. All right, I forgot the dad joke. I'll leave you with that quick, and then I'll leave you with this quote. I'll tell you what, getting paid to sleep would be my dream job. Gosh, okay, you get it. All right, this quote from Walt Whitman, who said, happiness, not in another place, but this place, not for another hour, but this hour. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Peace and love to you and yours. Cheers.
This podcast has been brought to you by zerototravel.com. Ideas and advice to make your travel dreams a reality.